when it comes to Iyami and Esu, their functionality is complementary in Yoruba cosmology. Okay, it's a very, very closely connected relationship. Esu is the door opener, right? So it will be symbolic of male actually opening up the portal, the womb, during the act of sex. So Esu opens up portals, right? And he plants seeds. So that will be the seeds of ideas within us, because Esu governs communication as well. Iyami, she receives. That's the process of conception. Both are necessary, right? This is why men and women are so important. This is one of the reasons why I absolutely love the Ifa tradition, because it speaks a lot on the importance of women. It does not negate us to secondary status. Instead, it shows the importance of us being connected and working in unison with one another, because that conception aspect comes from, of course, that seed being needed to implant whatever it implants into the womb. So if we're talking about a physical child, obviously we're talking about sperm here. But if we're talking about in relation to the creative process as a whole, that will be in the form of ideas or what have you, right? And then, of course, Iyami is going to nurture those ideas. They nurture those seeds. So that's the gestation process of, like, when a woman would carry a child to full term, she's going to nurture them and carry them. And in that process, the creation is going on and they're developing and getting what they need. And so that's Iyami's role. But both forces are absolutely necessary in that process. So Esu is going to operate in motion, that outward expression, symbolic of a phalanx, an erect penis, right? So that's that energy that is needed to get things moving, all right? And so Esu is going to be very, very prominent in the decision-making process, in logistics and things of that nature, the same way men are really, really great at logistics. I'm not saying by any means that women are not logistical, because we do have that aspect. But typically a man is built to be more logistical than a woman because of his role in natural processes. When it comes to Iyami, they operate more so in mystery, in the darkness, right? Symbolic of the energy of the womb, as I mentioned before. So their energy is going to be felt at crossroads or transitions of those major aspects of life, whereas Esu's energy is going to be at the crossroads of decision making, when you have a major decision. But Iyami is those major transitions that we experience, those thresholds of creativity. So the birth cycle, the menstruation cycle, menopause, miscarriages even, death. All of those are major transitions in the life process itself. Esu is going to deal with the details, the things that we do in order to initiate those birth cycles and so forth and so on. And obviously, Iyami here is going to be connected deeply with the female cycle. However, this affects men too. So it's not like it's just women that are impacted by Iyami's energy. In Yoruba land, these forces tend to be more highly regarded than so Esu. It's not that Esu isn't highly regarded, because he absolutely is. However, you'll see more people having a greater deal of respect and high regard and talking about Iyami more so. Matter of fact, you do readings based on the Nigerian tradition, Iyami are 9 times out of 10 going to come up. They should come up all the time. I'm not going to say they do, just because I don't know how everybody does their readings. Just like we hear all the time in the Western world, Esu always gets a portion of the offering, which he does, but Iyami does too. In Nigeria, you're going to feed Iyami the same way you're going to feed Esu. Even more so in many instances, as I said before, depending on who is doing the divination and how much they really know about the tradition, and also if they're like operating according to tradition. Esu is vital. Issue rewards and punisher, but he's more like that trickster energy, right? His lessons are really swift. They can be lean. Just, here you go. This is a lesson for you. You did this. You're going to receive the reward or the punishment pretty soon thereafter, right? So his reactions are really, really quick and swift. All right. Usually direct. But when we talk about Iyami, these lessons tend to be much more unyielding, brutal, and it can be really indirect, right? Especially when we're talking about things related to somebody having power or justice, moral responsibility, and they are yielding it in the wrong way. So Iyami's punishment is going to come, but it may not be direct